We're here on the latest episode of the Manager's Office with Chukars manager Dave Clark. Clarky, thanks for taking the time with us. This is really just a good chance for potential players looking at coming in the league and just people that want to learn more about the Pioneer League to get to know you and what we're doing here in Idaho Falls. You're more than halfway through your first year in the managing in the Pioneer League. What's been what you expected and what's maybe been a little different than what you've expected coming in?
Well, I really and truly didn't know what to expect. I got a chance to speak to Bob Malachy quite a bit before I got here. He gave me some things to look forward to. He basically said there's going to be a whole lot of teaching, and that's one of my fortes. I love to teach. You get these teachable moments with these kids after them making mistakes, and you want to make sure that you address it so that it would not happen again. So I've really enjoyed the teaching part.
So you mentioned Bob Malachy. You guys coached together in Hickory how many years ago?
19 years ago.
19 years ago. And so, how crucial was that relationship in making you want to come to the Pioneer League?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was probably one of the fun season I ever had managing. I had him as my pitching coach and Matt Winters as my hitting coach. And we got a chance to spend a lot of time together. We ended up winning the South Atlantic League Championship. We had a good ball club. Bob, he raised about that pitching staff he had there. I think we had led the league in batting average, led the league in team ERA. We led the league in everything, to be honest with you. It was just a fun year. And then he and I has always stayed in touch throughout the years. And I think it was like back in like January or February, he called me up and said, "Hey man, would you think about managing in independent ball?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'll think about it." And here I am.
Can you walk us through a little bit of what your journey starting to having a fantastic playing career leading into getting started coaching? Kind of walk us through what led you to Idaho Falls.
Well, I played in the big leagues for 13 years or so. I got a chance to be a big league coach for another 17 years. Managed in the minor leagues for 6 years. Absolutely loved it. My last year in affiliate ball was 2020, the year of COVID, with the Detroit Tigers. I had spent 5 years with them, 4 as their third base coach and 1 as their first base coach. And during that season, Ron Gardenhire decided to retire. And once he retired, they hired a new manager. He brought his own staff in, and quite a few of us was out of jobs. But I took a job. Well, I don't know if I would call it a job. I did an 18 and under team. It just kept, something to keep me busy. And that was 2021. And in 2022, I was part of the MLB developmental league there in the Appalachian League. And I had the developmental site there in Johnson City, Tennessee, which was about 3.5 hours from home. So that worked out well. Worked with a lot of college players, potential guys that's going to get drafted. And that's when I got the phone call from Bob not long afterwards about taking this position here. And you know what? I've really, really have enjoyed it. I got a chance to talk to Kevin Green, and we worked some things out, and was able to get me here. And it has been fun. It has been refreshing just to be back at the helm again. And just, again, like I said earlier, just being able to teach the game of baseball and teach it the right way.
What would you say is the main thing that you've learned, that you wish you could go back and tell Dave Clark, who started his coaching career, 20 plus years ago, one skill that you've gained that you're bringing to the Pioneer League for 2023?
Patience. I would tell that young Clarky, be patient, man. You're going to make mistakes in the game of baseball and just want to learn from it. And the quicker you learn, the better off you'll be. And, and just be patient with your players as well. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to fail. Because I've always believed that players, you don't release players, they release themselves. And so with that in mind, I want to give these guys every opportunity to fail. or succeed. Of course, I want them to succeed, but fact of the matter is, I put it on them. But yeah, telling that young Clarky, just be patient, man, and take it one day at a time.
Is there a manager you had, playing that you think has impacted your managing style? Maybe you try to model after them or take parts from a couple of different managers, maybe that you played for?
Yeah, I have a couple, and the first one is Jim Leland. I played for Jim for 5 years there in Pittsburgh, and I learned so much from him. Just his patience, his not only just his patience, his communication skill. I mean, he made that 25th man on the roster feel like he was the first guy on the roster. You know, there was no favoritism whatsoever. But the fact is, he treated you like men, and all he wanted you to do was go out and play hard, be on time, and play the game the right way. Another guy I played 1 year with him for him, that was Don Zimmer. Woo, now that was a trip. It was fun. He was hard nosed, very aggressive, uh, unfiltered, but it was fun playing for him because you knew what to expect from him, and he just wanted to bring out the best in you. So those are my two guys that I really try to model my management style after.
And then from your time coaching in MLB, are there guys that you saw that, were the blueprint? If you had to tell a player coming in the Pioneer League, this is how you want to carry yourself, this is how you want to schedule how a player should act to be the absolute best they can. Who are some players that you think of
Well,
being models in that way?
yeah, if I had to go back to my Pittsburgh, my Cubs day, that would be Andre Dawson, um, Ryan Sandberg, Sean Dunston. My Pirates days would be Lloyd McClendon, and that's a name that as far as a player, he's probably not a household name, but he got a chance to manage the Pirates and also the Seattle Mariners. But Lloyd, I call him Mac, played the game the right way, very intense, but he did it right. Um, and then we go. If I had to go to the Tigers, I mean it's Victor Martinez and Miguel Cabrera. Um, they just went about their business the right way, and they were prepared every single day. And as a manager, excuse me, guys that come to the ballpark like that, you never have to worry about them because you know what you're going to get every day.
And coming now to what this year has been like in the Pioneer League, the talent that you've seen on the field, not only from Idaho Falls, but I think we've been able to play almost every team in this league at this point. Um, has the talent on the field been about what you were expecting? Have you been impressed with what you've been able to see on the field in the Pioneer League this year?
I have really been impressed, to be honest with you. I didn't know. Again, I didn't know what to expect, and I'll say this specifically with the hitters. I've seen a lot of guys who can swing the bats, guys that are aggressive, guys that know the strike zone pretty much. Um, Probably a handful of pitchers. I couldn't give you their names right now, but I'm seeing some good stuff from these guys. And again, I didn't know what to expect, but being here and seeing it, I'm like, this is very impressive. Anybody out there that is looking to play baseball, they should really, really consider trying to get into the Pioneer League because I'm telling you, it's a really, really good brand of baseball.
Yeah, I've going into our third year, for me, one of the things I've seen is just how much better this league has gotten year after year. And I think with some of the managers and coaches that this league has been able to draw, the talent just keeps getting better, and I hope that continues. Shifting away a little bit from the baseball side, part of this is giving people the opportunity to get to know you a little bit. Tell us, where you're from, a little bit about maybe your family and what you like to do when you're away from the ballpark.
I grew up in Tupelo, Mississippi. I'm sure a lot of people don't know where that is. It's Northeast Mississippi, birthplace of Elvis Presley. I kind of followed the King route. I left Tupelo. He left Tupelo, moved them to the Memphis area. So did I. So I kind of followed. I tell people that all the time. But yeah, went to school at Jackson State University. Was the first round draft pick my junior year by the Cleveland Indians, 1983, and I was in the big leagues in '86. And I was there until 1999. So I spent quite a bit of time doing that. Married, two beautiful daughters. One's married, no grandkids yet. I'm trying to get the other tied up. Can't get them married yet, but it's all good though. Uh, but other than that, moved to the Nashville area 2 years ago. Really, really enjoyed that. Both my daughters had houses built out there, so we kind of followed them from Memphis to Nashville. But in my spare time, I play a lot of golf. Teaching well, my wife and my daughters. I got them clubs during I think it was during COVID. So I got them clubs. So I'm getting them. I got them some lessons last year, so they're getting better. My son-in-law's gotten a lot better at golfing. I still love taking his money, so I can't wait to get back and take some more of it. But we spent a lot of time doing Bible studies. We all attend. Well, all of us, except my youngest daughter, attend the same church back home. But yeah, you know, I would say probably very spiritual people. May not show sometime out on the baseball field, but it's in me. But I love spending time, you know, in church. I love golfing. I just love family time, man. Just hanging out, getting on the grill, doing stuff like that with them.
Did you ever get the chance to coach any of your daughters, softball, sports, anything like that?
No, I stayed away from that, man. I stayed away. I did not. They would ask for advice, especially well, they didn't really play. Well, I guess you could call dancing a sport. They danced from ages 9 and did gymnastics from until they were well, my youngest until she graduated from high school. But my oldest daughter ended up dancing for the basketball and football team there at Ole Miss, so she kept doing it. And but no, only time they ever asked me anything about doing some stretching and stuff like that. But for the most part, I stayed away from that.
Besides coaching them up on the golf course?
Exactly.
Sure. Perfect. Well, appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate the Pioneer League giving us the platform to do this. And go Chuckers.
Thank you.